Hi everyone, I'm back with another video, and per a request I received asking me to do just like a short video and showcase the decks I use as a reader. So today I'm going to be focusing on what decks that are my go-to decks when it comes to love and relationship. So I'm going to focus on the decks, but just wanted to say hi. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, it's more of a kind of a tutorial or what I use and how I interpret the cards as a reader. And if you want to book your own private reading with me, please contact me, infinitesoulflame.com, or send me a direct message. And depending on your style or what deck seems to speak to you, that's what I'll use for your reading. So okay, let's get started here. I'm just going to adjust the focus a little bit on the cards. And all the decks that I do talk about in today's video, I will leave a description below, okay? So if you're interested. Okay, so when it comes to love and relationship, if you were to contact me for a reading, my go-to deck, and it doesn't really matter if you resonate with the twin flame journey or not. It could just be, I get a lot of requests. My name is so-and-so, my partner is, Michelle, for example. What is she thinking and feeling about me? And a lot of times I really go straight to my Twin Flame Messages Volume 2. And just as an example, so as I'm tuning in, tapping in to the energy of you and your person, I will just kind of shuffle. And if I get any intuitive messages, I'll just talk to you as I'm shuffling. And then, usually a card will flip out. And for example, and a lot of times I use these especially for people that are in some type of challenge or separation. So this card says, "You still take my breath away." So again, if you're in some type of challenge, or you're not speaking to this person, or they're not in your physical life, these messages are coming from that person's higher self. And so I always tell people it's what that person would want you to know, even though they may not be expressing it verbally. So those are my main, love these cards, love, love, love. My Twin Flame Messages Volume 2, and these are by Mystic Moon. So you have to purchase them from her website or her Etsy shop. So those are specific for, again, couples more so in challenges than, something that's kind of happening, what I say, in the 3D. So moving on, my next deck that is my other deck, also by Mystic Moon, is the Twin Flame Journey Tarot cards. So what I like about this deck is, yes, they are tarot. So if you're an experienced tarot reader or you're familiar with tarot, I just kind of like this because I like the images she depicts on the cards. And like, for instance, here's an example. 7 of Pentacles, and you can see there's like this, sorry about the glare, there's this beautiful tree, there's a door, and it says reevaluate. So reevaluation. So even if you're not that familiar with reading tarot, 7 of Pentacles, it's all about planting those seeds. They take time to grow. Maybe during whatever you're going through with your partner or this relationship, that it indicates to me as a reader, people are taking kind of like a time out, reevaluating, moving forward. What do they see? Or they're kind of just waiting for those seeds or things to bloom. They've already, planted it, so now it's kind of that take back, step back and see what happens approach. And then here's just another example from that deck. This is a number 15 card, and it says Devil, and obviously you can see it's this red candle. It says Obsession at the bottom. So that could come out in a reading. Let's say if there's some type of codependency, obsessive, we think the devil is a very negative energy, and it can, you know, also refer to people that have an addiction, or it kind of depends on what else is coming through with those cards, but those are just an example. So that deck is also the Twin Flame Journey Tarot by Mystic Moon. So that is my second go-to deck. And then in regarding just, you know, love or relationship topics in general, this deck doesn't have to be relationship specific, but I also, you know, since I'm talking about what decks I use for relationship readings, this is another really nice deck, and this is Signs from Spirit Love Oracle, also Mystic Moon. But these can be used also in general readings as well. So I have posted a couple of these. So here's just two that came out just to show you guys. So this one's about, you know, the number 444, and I always do talk about how signs and synchronicities and angel numbers are very, that's just another way of Spirit's way of getting your attention. So number combinations really resonate with me. So I like that she included those in this deck, because that is a sign from Spirit. So I really like that. And they're very similar to the Twin Flame Journey Tarot. For instance, like if this were to come through in a relationship spread, peace. So there's this beautiful mourning dove, and they're, you know, doves represent peace. It has, you know, some, you know, religious symbolism in some aspects. So that would kind of tell me that maybe there's going to be peace or a resolution when it comes to a conflict. And that again could apply to other situations, not just love. But those are my really favorites for that. And then another really nice deck. This is an old school. I know you can get reprinted versions of this deck now, but the Doreen Virtue version, the original, I don't believe is in print anymore. And these are the Romance Angel Oracle cards by Doreen Virtue. So if I were to do a spread with this deck, it's kind of nice because it kind of gives you a message already at the bottom, and then depending on the other cards that come out with it. So for instance, this is Unrequited Love. It says there's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. Well, that's a pretty cut and dry message there. So this is a really nice deck. This is more, you know, it kind of gives you the message on the card. If you're, you know, highly intuitive, and Mystic Moon's decks do not come with a guidebook, so it's more what I tend to do, again, depending on what I'm getting, what's being channeled to me. You know, there's no guidebook with these. It's more, what is your intuition? What are you picking up from the cards, from the images of the cards? Again, I like, obviously, the numbers as well. So this one, the Justice card, which is, you know, a different looking card in the tarot, but it's also, she puts other meanings, you know, down here. So that's like soul contract. Number 11, that's a master number. So there's a lot more going on in the cards, if you're really open to what all they are saying. Sometimes simple is better, because it really, as a reader, especially if you're an up and coming or just getting out there and practicing your skills, this is a really good way to start using your intuition. There's nothing wrong with using the book. Trust me, I have a lot of decks that the book, for instance, here's the Doreen Virtue book. If I really wanted to, I could, you know, look up, okay, well, I'm kind of just starting to really utilize and tap into my personal intuition. It's taken a lot of practice, but of course, if you enjoy reading straight from the book and it, you know, it can help, by all means, that's what it's there for. So here's another example out of the Romance Angels, codependency. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. So again, if I'm doing a spread, and that card were to come up, I would probably cue me to ask, you know, maybe the reason the relationship isn't moving forward is somebody has a drug addiction, alcohol addiction, sex addiction, whatever addiction, or just some unhealthy dynamic that is keeping you in a codependent way. So again, it's just kind of, whatever other cards are surrounding it, what I'm getting, and then also that deck has the book if need be. So lastly, as far as relationship cards, I don't use these cards very often. I think they're fun. I think I just need to get in touch with them more. These are like for 18 years and older people. But every card, there's a lot of nudity. I'll just show you. The images are, pretty racy, raw, emotional. So for instance, and these are just, they're called the Tarot of Sexual Magic. So again, they're tarot. They just have more, obviously couples or, and there is a lot going on in these cards as well. So sometimes I don't even need the book. I don't know if you can see this. I'm so sorry. I'm trying to get it to focus. But this is the Ten of Swords. So in this card, you can see this woman's crying. She's wiping her tears away. She's obviously, it looks like there's some disarray around her. She's half dressed, like, she's covered up. So it's like, I almost get the sense that, something happened, a fight, they left in a huff, something like that. But you can't really see, I'm trying to focus it, but if you really look closely, there's a couple outside that window. And wow, this is kind of interesting. I haven't really been taking that much notice to this. So this couple outside are either about to or are engaging in sex right now. So Ten of Swords. So it's obviously, that's the, definitely not my favorite card when it comes to tarot. The Ten of Swords is pain, painful endings. And in this case, like I said, she's wiping away her tears. He's out there with this other woman getting ready to do something with her. So if this came up in your reading, that would suspect either it's on its way, it's going to end, it's in the process of ending, or there's infidelity involved. Something, it's not a good card, not a happy card. So that's my Tarot of Sexual Magic. And then I just wanted to show you, this is kind of a, look at that, woo, that's really exciting. This is the Knight of Wands. So he's writing, obviously she's naked and swooping in to claim his woman. So really, really fun. Again, it's all a matter of taste. I just, these are really, again, if you're pretty familiar with tarot and what the different suits mean, you really don't need the book, because if you really look at the artistry in these cards, they're really beautiful. And just like the one I shown you, there's a lot going on in the card, so it kind of speaks for itself. And then I just wanted to bring these out just because if somebody has a very limited amount of time, and again, these cards can be used for relationship or anything. They're not in this theme of love that I have going on. These are the Angel Answers cards by Radley Valentine. The Doreen Virtue ones are out of print, but they've republished this deck. So that's the Angel Answers, but it's Radley Valentine now. These kind of give you pretty cut and dry. So if somebody were to ask me, do you see marriage with this person? If the angels, and if I'm tuning in, sometimes they'll give you actually yeses or no, and also you're doing intuitive, again, picking up on your guidance. Here's another one that's nice. People like to know timelines. I never guarantee timelines, especially when it comes to relationship. I can give them a, like this within the next few months, or maybe if I get a specific season that comes to my head, or they say something pertaining to a timeline. But I always tell people, and I advise people that, if you get a reading and a reader tells you this is going to happen on Tuesday of next week, and then it doesn't happen, that I don't even want to go there, because you are dealing with people's emotions, you're dealing with people's lives. I do tell people, of course, this is for entertainment purposes only. Energy is energy. It can shift, it can change on a dime. It ebbs and flows at a constant. So I just tell people, you just really just, be cautious with who you're getting readings from. And that's just my personal belief. I don't want people to get stuck on something happening, and I'm just the messenger. I'm just the channeler. So again, just some FYI. And then last but not least, because even though we are talking about love, more specific to relationships, um, people want to know about their jobs. People want to know about, their life. They're not wanting to know about another person. The Magical Times empowerment cards, and I've done daily posts on these, I think are really a great go-to when it comes to, what do I need to know at this time moving forward about my career, about my job, or same thing, but you know what I mean. What about my love life? Things like that. So these cards are more just like topic cards. So here's one. If they ask me about love and that were to pop out, then obviously, and these cards are nice because they already have a message down at the bottom. I do believe this deck comes with its own book as well. So those are pretty much, when it comes to love and relationship, those are my go-tos. So again, if you are a twin flame, soulmate, connection, divine counterpart, whatever, label, but somebody wants to know me to tune into what they're thinking and feeling, this is my probably favorite deck, the Twin Flame Messages Volume 2. Just some other things, and I can't believe I've been talking for 17 minutes. I hope you're all still here. I wanted to mention really quick before I go, and I meant to say this at the beginning of the video. Also, before I start any reading, I light my candles. I kind of get tuned in to, what I am doing, really get grounded and in the present moment, and whatever works for you, whatever way that you prepare yourself for readings, asking for protection, having different crystals around, whatever works for you. I would just definitely get in the habit of doing that. And, some people do a meditation before they get ready to do their readings, or play music. So I just wanted to share that as well. And I might, depending, post this on YouTube, just for those of you that I hope it helped. And for those of you that are still here and watching, if again you want me to book, if you want to book your own private reading with me, get in touch. I would be glad to share my decks. And yeah, so if you have any questions about anything, or cards, or just want a reading, or anything that you would like to, ask me about, feel free. I am kind of just starting to put myself out there more. Definitely, I'm not in the YouTube sector yet. I'm working on it. So this, again, I'm possibly, because of the length of this video, it might end up there. And I have multiple other decks, many. I love decks, so that's like my gift to myself. So the second part of this video will probably be just showing other types of decks, so like my Angel Oracle, my Animal Spirit, my Chakra cards, numerology cards. I just kind of have subjects for everything, and I can just show my collection. And yeah, so I hope this was fun, helpful. I enjoyed doing it for you guys, and I, again, can be contacted at infinitesoulflame.com. My website is going through a transition at this time, so if you want to just direct message me, or I am also on Facebook, Infinite Soul Flame. You can reach me there as well. Okay, well, I will be back for another video. Okay, take care. Bye.